In the quiet coastal town of Cape Coast, Ghana, where fishermen rise before dawn and the scent of the ocean fills the air, lived a young man named Kojo. He was loyal to a fault, honest, humble, and hard-working. Life hadn't been kind to him, but he believed loyalty could earn him love, trust, and a place in someone's heart. Kojo worked for Mensima, a beautiful and ambitious woman who owned a small but thriving fish business near the harbor. Mensima wasn't just his boss, she was the woman who took him in when he had nothing. When his parents died and his dreams sank with poverty, Mensima gave him a job, a place to sleep, and hope. Kojo never forgot that. To him, she was more than an employer, she was the reason he still believed in goodness. Every morning, Kojo would rise before sunrise, pulling heavy fishing nets while Mensima sat at the dock, directing others and counting money. She often smiled at him and said, "Kojo, you are like family to me. One day, they'll make sure you own your own boat." Those words became his motivation. He worked harder than everyone else, sacrificing his rest, his social life, and even opportunities to start something of his own, all because of his loyalty to Mensima. But the truth was, Mensima never saw him the same way. To her, Kojo's loyalty was convenience, free labor wrapped in blind devotion. People in town whispered, "Kojo, wake up. Mensima is using you." But Kojo always defended her. "She helped me when nobody did," he would say with a proud, innocent smile. He didn't realize that sometimes, loyalty to the wrong person is the same as betraying yourself. One evening, Kojo returned early from the sea and overheard Mensima laughing with another man, his childhood friend, Ya. She said, "Kojo. He's just my worker. A loyal fool who doesn't know his place." Those words pierced his heart deeper than any wound. He stood silently in the dark, realizing that everything he believed in was a lie. His loyalty had become his prison. That night, he walked along the beach as the waves roared gently, reflecting on how he had given everything, his time, his trust, his soul, to someone who never deserved it. By dawn, Kojo packed his few belongings and left Cape Coast without saying goodbye. In Takoradi, he started over. It wasn't easy, but he worked smart this time. With discipline and wisdom, he saved money, bought his own nets, and began selling fish on his own. Within 2 years, he owned 2 boats and a small warehouse. The boy who once worked for scraps now had people working for him, but this time, he treated them with fairness and respect. One afternoon, fate played its card. Mensima walked into his warehouse, her business long collapsed, her beauty dimmed by hardship. She stood frozen when she saw the bold sign above his shop, Kojo's Catch Enterprise. She smiled faintly, embarrassed. "Kojo. It's been long." Kojo looked at her, calm, composed, and wiser than the boy she once knew. His eyes held no bitterness, only quiet understanding. He gave a faint smile and said softly, "Mensima. Life has a strange way of teaching us who truly deserves our effort. I spent years giving everything I had, my time, my energy, my heart, to people who only saw what they could take, not what they could build with me. But time has a way of opening your eyes. I used to think loyalty alone was enough to earn love or respect, but now I know it must be mutual. When you keep standing beside someone who never stands for you, you're not being strong, you're just slowly losing yourself." He paused for a moment, letting the silence fill the space between them. The waves crashed softly in the distance as if echoing his words. "Sometimes," he continued gently, "we hold on to people because we remember what they did for us once. Not realizing that the same people can become the reason we stop growing. I had to walk away to find peace again, Mensima. And in walking away, I finally found myself." Mensima's eyes glistened, but Kojo didn't gloat. He simply looked at her with the grace of a man who had learned that real strength isn't in clinging to the wrong people, it's in letting go of them with dignity. In life, loyalty is one of the most beautiful gifts a person can ever offer. It speaks of faith, trust, and devotion. It is the quiet promise that says, I'm here, even when it's not convenient. But when that loyalty is given to the wrong heart, it doesn't uplift you. It drains you, quietly, piece by piece. You start fighting battles that were never yours to fight. Holding on to people who would never hold you with the same strength. And the saddest part is, you don't even realize how much of yourself you're losing. Until there's almost nothing left to give. There comes a moment in life when you must choose peace over proof. When you stop trying to convince others of your worth. And simply walk away. That decision doesn't make you unfaithful, or cold-hearted. It means you finally learned to honor yourself. The same way you once honored others. Because sometimes, the greatest act of loyalty you can ever show is not to another person, but to your own heart. Walking away from what breaks you isn't betrayal. It's the beginning of self-respect. So, if you've ever given your all and received silence in return, if your loyalty has ever been taken for weakness, remember this. The right people will never make you feel like you're too much. And the wrong ones will never see that you were always enough. This is not the end of your story. It's the start of your healing. If you felt this message deeply, subscribe to Geraldinho Stories, where powerful tales of life, love, and destiny inspire reflection and strength. Because stories shape who we become.